And we're back. This is a middle perch on the internet. Just a middle perch. I am MTK on the MIC. And today's episode is going to be dedicated to the research I've been doing for the last several days, about a week. And it's about the Houston Astros, who it was revealed by one of their players. And it was revealed by a couple of writers that they were using illegal sign stealing and signaling tactics that were pretty obvious in the year of 2017. And once we knew the coded thing, we all could observe that. And that has all happened in just the last couple of weeks. And so we're going to talk about that right now. And I hope you'll listen to this and I hope you'll share it with friends, because there's going to be data here about how you could be helpful in this situation. Okay. It's not a pretty situation. It's just, if you love baseball, this is the kind of stuff you don't really, it's not the kind of thing that makes you very happy. So this should be a sober conversation. This should be kind of a serious conversation. I laughed a couple of times while I was making these videos because it just seems so ridiculously obvious to me, but I feel like it should be a really sober conversation. My team did not play the Astros in 2017. Okay, my team did not play them. And my team had one of its worst years ever, okay, that year. And so I was rooting for all kinds of people just because my team wasn't really in it. And I rooted for and was really excited by the Houston Astros in 2017. I marveled at their lineup. It seemed to me like there was nobody who couldn't get a hit in this lineup. It was just amazing. Many of us celebrated the Astros rebuilding at that time, and we said they did it the right way. They've switched to the AL and they were cellar dwellers in the bottom of the thing, and they built inside and they took draft picks and they homegrown like we did, the Giants did. I was super proud of them. I cheered for them that whole year. And now it feels very tainted by what I've studied myself from what I've heard. I, like many of you, saw the piece in The Athletic by Rosenthal and Drillage. I saw it at the same time that John Boy saw it. And I was immediately like, wait, what's happening? And I was startled and I started looking for stuff. I didn't know how to look for stuff, but John Boy did the piece immediately. And he pointed out an example and he said it didn't take him long to find an example. He said, just put in space HOU space dash space 2017 into the YouTube search thing up here, and you can find all of these games that were at Houston, because that's how the MLB channel puts their whole games up. And John Boy told me that, and so I immediately went to check the games. He said, check any game in its late innings, and he said, it didn't take me long to find examples. Now, I trust John Boy immediately because I've been listening to John Boy for most of this season. I've known about him for a while, and what he's amazing at, this guy is actually the guy who sits there listening to tape super closely so he can catch the voices of the managers and read their lips and so on. This is a guy who's been staring at tape more than anybody I know on the internet, and he's fun to watch for that reason. He does his breakdowns, and he's staring at tape of play. So it was instantly interesting to me if John Boy's saying it, hey, and I've got a tape and bang, bang, then what's going on? So I did what he suggested. I went to these pages and I pulled up all the stuff. And I was shocked to find out that John Boy was right. I was really saddened and shocked. I quickly timestamped examples. And if you look through a bunch of games, you'll see MTK on the MIC. I'm Karthik, and I go by MTK, all right? And you'll see MTK on the MIC and a bunch of little time-stamped examples. And I decided I was going to be systematic about it. So what I did is I wanted different teams against the Astros at home, and I wanted different times of year against the Astros at home. And so that's what I've done for the last week. If you look up here, you can see I've done Boston in June, Tampa Bay in August, Oakland in April, New York, the Yankees on July 1st. And the next game I'm doing is Atlanta at Houston on May 10th. So that would be a National League team, 4 different American League teams. And in the months of May, June, July, August, and April. April, May, June, July, and August. I will have completed by probably tomorrow when I finish the Atlanta game. If you want to find the ones I've done already, you can go to my playlist, which is called Houston Asterisks. And again, that's not funny to me. When those guys were first talking about it, I was like, ho, ho, hee, hee, ho, ho. But now to see systematic and organized and executively decided, a guy from Baseball Prospectus who joined the Astros in 2012, there's a paper trail of an email from him dictating that he wanted them to figure out ways to do this. And knowing this is in violation of the policy since at least 2001 regarding real-time signaling using electronics or technology, which has been around in this millennium at least, if not years before, then they look bad. The guys look bad. But if you go to my Houston Asterisks, you'll see the Boston game, the Tampa Bay game. I just finished the Yankees game. I finished the Oakland game. I should move that up. And the Atlanta game. Okay? Here, I'm going to move the Oakland one up because that one's done. So we should do them in order, right? So it would be, but the thing is, the Boston game is so bad. Anyway, if you wanted to help, okay, here's what you can do. You can do September games because I haven't done any September games because they're way more obvious from what John Boy showed and what I checked. You can find a lot more. They got better at it as the year went on, which again turns the stomach. Or you can pick another game in one of the series that I did. Like if you see the Boston game that I did here is June 17th, do the 16th or the 18th. Or the August 2nd game, check the 1st or the 3rd, you know. The Yankees at Houston, check the 31st of June, the 30th of June or the 2nd of July. The Oakland game, pick a game, one game on one side or the other of mine and do what I've done. Go through just the Astros at-bats. These are the full games. It takes a little bit of time. It's taken me about a day, you know, a good solid day to do one of these. All right. And if you could do that and we have all the games of the year broken down, we can see whether there's a clear pattern or not. I am sad to report that I have shown very clearly use of this signaling system in real time in April, June, July, and August. And there are some really horrifying examples of games. The 9th inning of the Boston game, the 7th inning of the Tampa Bay game, the 8th inning of the Yankees game against Betances is just, ugh. So I ask you all, and especially Astros fans, you know, you need to stop denying. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. And you need to prepare yourself for what you're going to say when you too acknowledge that you were cheating. I think what you should say is only 3 words. Y'all caught us. That's really the only thing you can say. Y'all caught us. So check it out. The Houston